Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great. I wanted to explain the format of this video. This is a compilation video of our experiences in Tanya Toraja that didn't quite make it into any vlog you've seen so far. So I've added chapter markers, so you can certainly skip around the video, or I would recommend watching the entire thing with a cup of coffee and just enjoy. Drop a comment down below if you like this style and if you'd like to see more of these at the end of a playlist. All right, I hope you enjoy it and we'll see you in the next episode. All right, so opposite the live animal market, we're getting now into more street market, fruits, vegetables, and what is this? What's going on here?
Palm wine is called tuak.
Tuak. So the guy makes tuak, brings it in.
The palm wine came from the palm wine tree. It's natural fermentation.
I see. Cool.
And then people from different villages bring them here for sale.
Okay, got it. Wow. So again, Haru's definitely like taking us through some like back alley.
Yeah, you know, that's cooking pork with chicken or fish in bamboo.
Got it. Very similar to the meal we had at our homestay right here. Yeah. Wow. Pagi.
Because the guy has warung makan or food stall over there.
Oh, food stall. Okay. Yeah. And this is now a different market. This is
market.
Okay.
This market here, they are roasted meat for sale too.
Okay. This is pork, yeah? Bobby.
Yes.
Okay.
With some fat.
Yeah, with the fat.
It's rooster for cockfighting. This is a chicken coop.
Okay. So this one will be for cockfighting?
Right.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Catfish from the fish farm.
Yeah. Catfish.
Yeah. There's lemongrass.
Sure.
There's
hello, Puggy.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. There's a black sauce of Toraja. It's called pamarasan.
Okay. And they make it so they use the powder?
The powder, yeah. It must be dried. The bits of the pangi fruit must be dried as a black sauce like this.
Okay.
For mixing the meat, the fish, and so on.
Okay.
And the skin of the pangi fruit like this. So the skin must be dried.
So this is the skin.
Like mushroom, yes.
Yeah,
not
it's
mushroom,
very thin.
Look like mushroom.
Yeah, it sure does look like mushroom.
Yeah.
So that's dried.
It's vegetables.
This turns into
one fruit altogether.
I see.
So pangi fruit.
Pangi fruit.
I will show you pangi fruit maybe later.
Okay, sure. Eels. Yes.
And from the fish farm too.
Fish farms. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, there's fish food stall.
Okay, food stalls. Yep. Hello, Puggy.
Yeah, Puggy. Yeah, the carbs I told you yesterday came from rice field.
Yeah. So you're saying the rice field, like the carps are actually in the rice field swimming around?
Yeah.
How is that? Does it have to do with like keeping the rice healthy, or?
Well, when the rice grow, and then the rice field has much water.
Yeah.
It means there are some carps or goldfish inside.
Okay.
It cannot disturb the rice.
I see. So people don't want the fish in there?
No.
Okay. So they'll capture the fish.
Yeah.
And then sell them at the market. Okay. And this fish, now we're not necessarily
salty fish.
And we're not necessarily near the ocean, so this is all caught?
Yeah, from the rice field, not from the
ocean. So these are freshwater?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. And will restaurants buy this fish, or mostly individuals?
Individuals, sometimes restaurant can buy them.
Okay, all right.
There are fish here. Those fish, this one came from, they are freshwater fish from the fish farm.
Okay.
From the sea fish, they are sea fish.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
But the sea fish came from Palopo.
Okay.
Or Bugis area.
Okay, brought in.
Because we don't have any sea here.
Right, of course. So they're brought in on trucks, yeah.
On trucks, yeah. It must be put in the box.
Okay, so that's a cold box.
Cold box, yes.
All these.
Cold box.
Okay.
So sea fish, freshwater fish, yeah.
And this market is every day?
Every day.
Every day. Okay. Okay, so these are the Toraja chilies.
This look like a Toraja strawberry.
It's beautiful, all the colors.
Yeah.
And is this what is primarily in the sambal?
Yeah, sambal.
Yeah, so spicy. Very spicy.
Palm oil for frying.
Okay, the oil for frying, yep.
This one is a palm sugar.
Sure, the palm sugar. Now, does the sugar come from this region?
Sweet, yeah, come from this region, come from sweet, very sweet palm wine.
Okay, that's the sugar.
Mushroom?
No mushroom. Like this, all together,
Yeah?
came from one fruit, included this one. This black sauce of Toraja is called pamarasan.
Pamarasan. Oh, that's
So
from
the beans,
pork
the beans,
last night.
the beans of the pangi fruit must be dried as a black sauce, and the skin of the pangi fruit must be sliced
Sliced?
to dry like this, like mushroom, as a
Yeah.
vegetables.
Vegetables.
As we work our way down the market, this lady is like giving for us a little fish to hold. Oh, now we're getting more into textiles. Wow, this is a big market.
Red beans, green beans,
Yes.
shrimp paste,
And this market is, you said, every day?
every day. Yeah.
Every day, okay.
But not many people come when it is not market day.
Oh, okay. So every 6 days is very
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
The other times, yeah. Okay, so we got all types of vegetables down there. So we are going to be going to a funeral later today. And you were saying that a customary donation would be a carton of cigarettes. And,
Berapa?
okay. And
110,000.
okay, 210,000 for this pack of
Yeah,
cigarettes.
as our donation.
As the donation.
Small present for us,
Okay, to the hosts of
to the family of
to the family of the funeral. Okay. Okay, so 210,000 is a donation amount for the cigarettes. Okay, terima kasih. Wow. Oh, well, I don't know that one.
Purismanga, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Sama. Yeah, so you buy the carton of cigarettes, and that's an appropriate gift for a funeral, like the donation for the family.
I love it.
Forrest has that fish still.
I know. He won't get rid of it.
Forrest, do you like that fish? Okay.
I have minimalist packing, and I only have 2 shirts. It's just my fish.
You're gonna have a fish-smelling shirt and a smoke-smelling shirt.
There we go.
All right.
Good day.
All right. Well, onward we go.
No, he likes to play it around,
He
yeah?
wants to play with the fish.
Right.
Wow. All right. So that fish market area sort of opens up into textiles. Yeah. This is sort of the fabric market, the textile market.
Yeah,
And are these all made in
In Toraja.
Toraja by families?
Toraja bags, Toraja clothes, Toraja accessories.
Okay. And how much do these sell for typically?
Like this, about 50,000 or
50,000.
100, depends.
Okay.
Just ask
So as you wrap up in the textile market, you immediately come to the fruit and vegetable markets. And this one also totally dense. Lots of people. Hello. Honky, so everyone again so friendly. A lot of generators going. Oh, coffee roasters. Okay, that's what the generators are. They're pulling that coffee roasting machine. But lots of, okay, now yeah, we're definitely getting into like the home vegetable fruit market side. Lots of just different products, man. All types of cooking in here. This is great. Some more just stuff. Lots and lots. So this is yeah, and this market is every day, this fruit vegetable market.
that is
Okay. Hello, Puggy. Ah, very nice.
fruit market. Yeah?
Sure. So, I mean, this one area, you're talking about the buffalo market, the pig market, the chicken market, the fish market, the textile clothing market, and now the, like, kind of the mostly fruit and vegetable markets. And yeah, it's just busy in here, no doubt. Really, anything you could ever want. Everyone's loving the fact that Forrest is carrying a fish around. Oh well. Hello, Puggy.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to do it in the market.
Wow, that was a market. A big market. Give a kid a fish and you'll be the hit of the market. Hello, Pagi.
Yeah, this.
Hey, Cedar, watch your step there. Is there
Excuse me, duck eggs, chicken eggs.
duck?
eggs.
Duck eggs, chicken eggs. I
That's
see.
what
Palm sugar.
Yeah, I can see the sugar.
Coconut.
Sugar. We should.
Yeah, the palm sugar,
Yeah.
coconut. All right, so the kids getting ice cream. And what is this? Oh, that's just shredded coconut. No juice, no coconut drink. No, that's not for shedding. Yeah, maybe later coconut juice. And okay, all right. Hello, Pagi. How much for the ice cream? Tiga.
Empat. Berapa? How many?
Tiga. 9,000. Okay, so 3,000 per ice cream. Hello. Horace, you want to sit in the chair? Is that good ice cream? All right. And that is a look inside the markets here in Taraja. They are more busy every 6th day, supported by that water buffalo pig chicken market, but it is just a maze of retail right over here at Taraja. Kind of, well, honestly, I don't know exactly where we are, but it was a cool market. Hello, Pagi. All right, back to the car. Catch you in the next episode.
And they are from the local government, and then they have to register these names where they are from.
All right, so just to catch you up, we are officially at a funeral. And what's going on in the process now?
And now is receiving of the guests.
Receiving of the guests, and this goes on for a full day.
Yeah, only today is receiving the guests. Tomorrow will be buffalo killing.
Okay, today receiving the guests, tomorrow animal sacrifices. And these funerals will last a couple of days.
A couple of days, yes, normally 4 days.
4 days, wow, okay.
And then after they register the guest names, and then the guests bring pigs as or buffalo as their donation.
Okay.
For the family.
Yep.
They have to pay the tax of the pig, tax of the buffalo to the local
okay, so
government.
everything that people would have bought at that market we were at earlier, that market video right here,
Yeah.
they come and then they pay taxes on those animals that they bought for the family. Okay, all right. Hello. All right, so we're walking up the street. Now there could be hundreds, if not thousands, of people at this funeral. Oh, there's a pig. There's clearly a DJ. These are all family. Hello, Siang. These are the temporary housing that they talked about. Hello, Siang. Hello, permisi. All right. The host, the MC. It looks like there's going to be a grand procession of people. All the uniforms. Very loud. All right, so the master of ceremony was doing all the welcoming and all the greeting. So the master of ceremony was doing the welcoming?
Yeah, welcoming the guests.
Welcoming the guests, I see. And are these family?
They are the group of the family. They are the group of the Dutch families.
Okay, this is from the Dutch family.
Members of the dead.
Okay.
They are going to offer the cigarette and bitterness to the guests. Are sitting in the reception hall over there.
Okay, so these are all the families who are going to do donations.
They are going to offer the cigarette and betel nuts.
Oh, I see. Everyone's got cigarettes.
Yeah. How to welcome the guests traditionally? So the family members of the dead welcome the guests traditionally by offering the cigarette and betel nuts.
I see.
Because cigarette and betel nuts as a symbol of Toraja friendship.
Cigarettes are a tradition of friendship.
Toraja relationship.
I see.
The woman offering cigarette, the woman offering betel nuts, the men offering cigarette.
Okay, that's interesting. So the women give betel nut and the men give cigarettes.
Yeah.
Wow. And then these are all the buffalo And like, for example, the pig, pig's alive, tied down. But all these buffaloes and pigs will be part of the sacrifice ceremony that'll guide the spirit of the dead to heaven.
Normally, they are the dead's grandchildren or the dead's. They are the dead's nephew, the dead's niece.
Okay.
They are wearing the traditional clothes. They
Yes.
stay here to welcome the guests traditionally.
Okay,
the
so
first
all
time.
of the grandchildren,
Like
welcome.
receptionists.
Yes, of course, of course. Thank you, very pretty. Once everyone is welcomed,
Yeah.
they'll empty out, but then another crew will come and fill in.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just
Depends on
this
the guest come.
rotation. This is the welcoming. So these are the guests who just arrived.
Yeah, just right.
And these are the guests who've all been here for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
I see.
And then when they have eaten lunch later, they decide to go home because they live far away from here.
What are they singing about here, these guys in blue?
They are special funeral dancer.
Okay.
It's called Ma'abadong. So Ma'abadong is singing about the dead's life background.
Okay. And this group, they go to all the funerals? Like these guys, they're a group, that's their job.
Their job.
Okay, okay, to
But
come.
they have other job too.
I see. Okay. And so they show up
They are
and they
hired
sing.
by the family.
Okay, so they're hired out by the family. But these same guys will go to maybe another funeral and
Yeah,
another
they can
funeral.
go to the
Okay.
other funeral.
I see. So a professional group.
This funeral dancer is called Ma'abadong. They are from different villages. They are not a family.
I see.
Family hired them, and they are singing. They are singing a funeral song like melancholic song,
I see. Like a traditional.
sadness song.
Okay, about that.
Yeah. About
Okay, I see.
And then two guys.
In the white
of
and the
their
red.
white, they are master of ceremony. They know how to speak Toraja Highlands.
I see.
They are
Okay,
telling about the deeply condolence from the guest to the family.
I see. And the animal sacrifice, that does not happen today. That happens tomorrow.
Yeah, mostly the pigs are sacrificed outside. Mostly the buffalo
Yeah.
will be sacrificed around here. But normally the buffaloes will be sacrificed tomorrow or the day
Tomorrow,
after tomorrow.
I see.
It depends on the
Okay, so there's
family's decision with the ritual chief.
okay, and so there's phases to the funeral, different
Sure.
steps.
Sure.
And it looks like at least 10 buffalo maybe.
Normally the buffaloes there, they will be introduced to the people because those buffaloes are donation from the guests are sitting in the reception building.
I
there.
see. So very important.
Yeah.
Because buffaloes are so expensive.
And then also the pigs, normally they are donation from the guests.
Okay. And then these people who are not here.
They are the guests because they have been welcomed traditionally by the family just now.
Oh, I see. So these people who are here, the family, once they're welcome, they will leave the area?
Yeah, they have to, families welcome them first and then they have to sit there. And then later, the family members will offer the cigarette and little nuts to them. To them.
Yep.
And then after that, the Women Association, the called PKK, will offer the coffee, tea, the cookies to the guests inside.
Okay. All right. So everybody has like a role.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
offering of the tea, the cookies, the singing, when different sacrifices will happen. It's all choreographed. And these masters of the ceremony, they will do.
And also the master of ceremony will introduce the name of the guests where they are from.
I see.
When the guests, they have already registered themselves in the post down there. When the local government stay to register the name of the guests.
Yes. Okay. Wow. And how much would tax be on like a buffalo or a pig, for example?
The tax of the buffalo about 250,000 for each buffalo.
Okay, 250,000.
Whether small or big buffalo, it's the same tax.
Okay, I see.
For pig's tax is about 150,000. Depends on the local government decision.
I see.
So the family members, they've already offered the cigarette and bitterness,
Yep.
to the guests inside.
Okay,
So they come back and then they will offer the cigarette and the bitterness for the next guest later.
I see. So it kind of rotates.
Yeah.
Rotation. Okay, I see. So I noticed that we're not the only ones here with camera. There's like certainly a professional camera here.
Yeah.
A couple of at least one guy flying a drone.
Yeah, drone.
Now, are they part of the?
They are not a family.
They're not family.
Yeah, they are hired. But
Oh, they're hired. Okay, okay. So a family member will hire like a professional photographer. Okay, so the
funeral
master of
singers,
ceremony.
funeral dancers. Yeah.
Okay, all this is hired out, and this all goes to the family.
Yeah, yeah.
As a like a memory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I see. I see.
And then in the rice bands, the important people are sitting there like ritual chief. The government
chiefs,
must sit
government,
in
okay.
front.
Is this all the temporary housing you were
Yeah,
talking
temporary
about?
houses when
Wow.
they numbers, but permanent buildings like this one
Yes.
over there.
Okay, so the temporary structures are the like that's a permanent building
Yeah.
with the what is the house the traditional house called again?
Yeah,
Lodge.
rice
Okay, that's
barns.
permanent, but it's all the in between.
Between there are temporary buildings.
Okay, and then when this is finished, all this the multiple days of the funeral, it's all the temporary stuff that comes back down.
Yeah, it will be dismantled later when ceremony is finished here.
Totally finished.
They will be dismantled. The material like metal roof with the board
Yep.
belong to the HU community.
Okay.
And then they can be used for the next ceremony.
Okay, so that again, that's the community materials will be spread out from funeral to funeral. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all reused. And what is going on here with these ladies in blue? They
The
have like
ladies, they are the
cookies.
women association from the public kitchen behind there.
Yes.
They are offering. They are going to offer the coffee, tea, the cakes to the guests who are sitting inside there.
I see. Cool. Okay, so they're bringing in all the
And then
offerings.
the guy with the spear like a stick
Yes, by the
is a
buffalo.
ceremony guide, but not tourist guide because it doesn't speak English.
I see. I see. Okay, so local, like he coordinator.
Guest guide.
Okay, guest guide. Yes.
They stop dancing now. They will do it for the next guest later.
I see. So it's a kind of a rotation again.
Rotation.
And you were saying that this buffalo, the more white one with the blue eyes,
Yeah.
is the most expensive out of all these.
Yeah, that's right.
And how much would that one cost?
Can be 250 million.
250 million rupiah for a buffalo like that because of the blue eyes and the white tones. Sita, you doing okay? It's quite the funeral, right? Yeah, Granite, you doing okay hanging in there? Kelly?
Yeah, we're hanging in there.
All right. Well, there's certainly shade to be had,
Yeah.
which is good. All right. So we are have been invited into the family tent, and we have been offered tea by these nice ladies, and they brought out the little cookie plates. Forrest, do you want a cookie?
Jonathan,
Do you want a cake? Oh.
let's enjoy Toraja traditional
Okay.
cake. The red ones, excuse me, the red ones, they are traditional cakes. They are called Baratori and Patori.
Baratori. Baratori.
Yes,
Rice powder.
cakes of Tori.
Rice.
Enak. Yeah, Enak. These are really good. Yeah, these are very good. Forrest, do you like the cookie?
This is our symbol of participation. We can give it to the family because family have welcomed us like the family.
Okay. And which family member? Just any.
Tabi tele. Tabi kita ibu. Darala di pabinte.
So because we've been welcomed into the tent, treated just as a family member, we bought those cigarettes for a donation.
You can say kurre sumanga.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih. Yes. Very nice. Thank you for welcoming us.
Beautiful family. How do you say beautiful family?
Keluarga yang baik.
Ayo, bye.
Keluarga yang baik.
Keluarga
Keluarga yang ramah. Keluarga yang ramah.
America.
Amerika.
Yes. Okay, so they brought out, it looks like vegetables,
Yep.
prawns, shrimp, and then a fish, and then a whole bag of nasi. Thank you. So everybody's kind of working together to help us through the process.
Good. Here.
All right, very nice. Okay, for hand washing.
Yep. Y'all want yours?
Thank you. So they bring out this water. This is like kind of the traditional, like hand soaking for hand washing. Got it, thank you. Maybe I can use my fingers. So there's fish. All right, so just to give an idea of the food, we got fish with the rice.
Shrimp. Yeah, Sarani, Jonathan.
The fish is outstanding. Tomato sauce. Very, very good. A little spicy. Did you get vegetables?
I got vegetables. Maybe, I don't know what the green one is, but just greens with the carrots and some onions, and everything's in garlic, so.
How's it taste? It's good? Nice. Open the bubbles. Okay, hold on. And it looks like they brought out maybe pork. Bobby, okay. So they just brought out another pork dish with that traditional black sauce, that name I keep forgetting, but this looks like it was probably maybe the pork that was cooked in the bamboo. Very good. Was this the pork from the bamboo?
Yes.
All right, I'm starting to recognize dishes now. So the Bobby, the pork cooked in that bamboo. So good. Fatty, flavorful, smoky. I can taste the herbs. Bye, Buggy. All right, we are going to dig in granite. Good. Cedar. Good. All right. Okay, well, we'll continue eating all this food that they traditionally serve for the family. We've been welcoming my family here. It's been absolutely amazing. All right, so we will focus on food now. So these funerals are such family-friendly events. Lots of parents come with toys and bubbles, and they were just so happy to have Forrest participate with them in these events. They came and gave him these bubbles, and they do photos with him. And he's just having a good time with these bubbles. And I saw a little, I don't know, little twirly helicopters and stuff for the kids. It was pretty cute. Forrest, you like the bubbles? But there are just, I mean, it's really a festival in a way. You've got food, you've got schedules, you've got rotations of people, and everyone has just been so nice, so friendly to welcome us into the activities. And there's a little boy with a little twirly helicopter. Those are going around. More? Oh, yeah. Yeah, again, everyone is just very sweet, very welcoming, and all these little kids, they've all just been blowing bubbles. We are at our first stop of the day, and Aru, what's the name of this place?
Aketekesu.
Aketekesu. And what kind of activities, or what do people see here?
We can see the traditional houses, rice barns, funeral field is called Rante, like over there.
Okay,
and then
all throughout here.
Erong, we can see Erong, that means the ancient coffins. They are hung on the rock cliff.
Okay.
Effigies and mausoleum, or we call it patane, and natural cave grave with the effigies called Tau Tau.
Okay, and then how much are the tickets?
The ticket is 15. Actually, for the foreigners, 30,000 each person. But you have kitas, so the family here give you like domestic tourists, 15,000 each person.
Okay, so again, that goes back to that situation. I actually can see it here. So because Kelly and I, we work in Indonesia, we hold our kitas, it's 15,000. But foreigners, foreigners would be double, about 30,000. So that's just, you'll find that all over Indonesia, every island, that there's pretty much a domestic tourist price and then a foreign tourist price. But as we work here with our kitas, we are considered domestic tourists, which is a great way to save a little bit of money anyway. Okay, so our total bill was how much?
30,000 for
30,000. Okay, so the children free.
They don't,
okay, so 30,000 for the 2 adults. The children are free. That's great. The property is very beautiful, Aru. Is this mostly like tourists come here, or do people actually live here? Like, is this a village that has sort of opened up?
This is the most popular tourist attraction in Toraja.
Okay.
But families still live in this village.
Okay,
like
all
in
right.
the house, but normally all of the houses there, they look like empty because of normally the families live in the modern house next to the traditional house.
Okay, all right. So this is a village that has basically made themselves a tourist destination.
Tourist destination, also for living, for culture center, for
Okay,
for
cultural.
living.
I see.
But
I
more
see.
information, I will tell you there.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're gonna work our way. So it's basically a big loop, is it?
Yeah, it's better to get closer.
Okay, great. And then we can see all the sites of the traditional housing. All right, well, downward we go. Oh, you want to get our mommy's back to you? All right.
Granted.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Load up the baby. And we're good.
Excellent. Thank you, Granite.
Welcome.
So another good reason to bring the Ergo is it sort of speeds up the process a little bit and
Of everything.
of everything. Yeah. All right. So again, we'll hear from Aru about this place. So this is a village that has sort of commercialized itself into a tourist destination. So there are people who are actively living here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So a little ecotourism.
Well,
Yeah.
it's nice to see that they are the professional carvers. They are painting, they are
Okay.
carving the house, the wall, like.
Yeah, I can see all that fine detail. These are the painters.
Yeah. So they are coloring the painting, the motif of the Toraja carving. After carving the wood, and then the color, the color, the
Yep. The reds and the
the
blacks.
motif, the term of the carve.
I see. I see. So this is a team, and do they go around and build these for other people?
Yeah, if the families hire them,
Okay. All right.
because they are professional.
Okay.
Carrefour.
So a lot of the houses that you see around the city,
Yeah.
it's not that a family member necessarily
Sometimes some of
sometimes-
them, some from the family are skilled to carve the.
I see.
building.
And other families will hire a
Yeah,
professional
yeah.
crew.
If the family they don't have member are skilled.
I see. Okay, well, good to know. Yeah, I mean, it's very beautiful work.
Yeah.
The sun's
So-
hitting at the wrong angle, but it's, yeah, I think
know-
we'll see more up close. It's very,
Right.
very beautiful. All right, so Aru, I notice the like the detailed carving. There's so many, I see
many
roosters, bull. Yeah, what's going on with the carvings here?
All of the motif of Torajan carving in every building, whether in traditional house or rice barns,
Okay,
all of the motifs tell about all aspect of Torajan life.
okay.
For example, two roosters up there
Yes,
symbolizes
roosters.
law and justice.
Law and justice from the rooster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then two suns symbolizes energy and new life. So they must be put together.
Okay, so
Cannot be
there's
separated.
always a sun with the
Yeah,
rooster.
like this, because of we see the all aspect of tourism life. For example, if the people, they, for example, long time ago, they didn't know about the time for get up, for getting up,
Right.
and then the rooster cock crow at dawn, yeah, cock crow at dawn
Yep. Yep.
to wake up the people.
Okay.
Up.
Okay. Yeah. So the rooster
And
gets up in
then
the morning.
during the people have got up or
Yeah.
woken up
Yep.
at 6 o'clock or 6:30, the sun start rising.
So the connection between the sun and the
yeah.
rooster, I get that. Yeah, we've been hearing at our homestay
Yeah.
here in Georgia, roosters, they start squawking, a few of them at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. I get that. But man, what a beautiful property this
And
is.
also two roosters symbolizes law and justice.
Law and
because
justice.
Long
Law,
time ago,
justice.
when the grandchildren wanted to get the inheritance from their parents,
Yes.
first of all, the rooster must be fought.
Okay.
Who won? Who could get the inheritance from the parents?
Okay.
Law and justice.
I see. I
But
see.
now it's not practiced anymore.
Okay. I see. So the
Yeah.
inheritance of the family. I see.
Yeah. And then a buffalo.
The buffalo on the door.
Yeah, the door.
Yeah, I see the buffalo.
Patedong symbolizes Toraja wealth.
Wealth.
Toraja wealth.
Okay. Oh, worth.
Wealth.
Money.
Wealth. Yeah,
Well,
rich.
right. Okay, so the buffaloes are the one. Right, that's why
Symbolize-
buffaloes are so expensive.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
a
Symbolizes
um,
wealth.
yeah,
Because long time ago,
status maybe.
all of the land here, the rice field, even the house, if the other people will buy them, the price of the house and land or rice field must be counted in buffalo value.
Okay, so not like a monetary.
Yeah,
It's
buffalo
based
value.
on the buffaloes.
Buffalo, the price
Okay.
or the buffalo value.
Across from the rice barn, this is the traditional house.
To live,
The same boats,
the same boat.
same boat shape.
Yeah.
And okay, so this is the main house.
Yeah, traditional for living.
And what's the traditional house called?
The traditional house in Toraja is called Tongkonan.
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 Tongkon.
Tongkon, it means sit.
Sit.
Nan, it means together.
Okay, sit together, of course.
Tongkonan, it means sit together. And also, the Tongkonan as a ceremonial center, culture center, family meeting center, social activity center,
The house.
living room too.
Yes.
For living place. Yeah. Oh yeah. And Tongkonan must face to the north
Okay, you were saying.
because
Okay.
north as a symbol of life. Also, in accordance with Toraja anthropologists,
Yeah.
that the Toraja ancestors came from the north by sailing boat.
I see.
So Tongkonan look like a boat.
Okay, so this is to honor the foundings of Tarajan culture, people coming sailing.
Yeah,
So the
sailing.
houses
Must face to the north, from South,
okay,
South
all right.
China.
Okay, wow. fascinating.
3000 before Christ.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll head inside the house now and sort of get a feel for what it looks like now.
Yeah.
All right, we're working our way up here towards the traditional housing. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me click the light up a little bit. There we go. All right.
Inside this Tongkonan house, we can see 3 parts of the
Yes.
rooms.
Okay, so we have
The first-
separation,
yeah,
1,
separation, yeah.
2,
The first,
3. Okay.
yeah, the first room is called Tangdo, sleeping room for the children and the guests.
Okay.
And then this is middle room is called Sali, for dining room, family meeting room,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And there is a kitchen for
Cooking.
cooking.
Okay, so they would do traditional cooking.
Yeah.
And this is all just,
Yeah, yes, yeah, okay. This is stone
yeah.
for washing the kitchen equipments like a
Ah.
plate, glasses.
Okay.
But not for the toilet. The toilet is outside.
Okay.
Must be outside.
Okay, all
But
right.
sometimes if there is a baby, for baby toilet.
What?
sometimes.
Okay, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then
Guilty.
this one, the bamboo is suspended here for smoking the meat, like
Oh,
roasted
sure.
meat,
Okay.
for putting the firewood.
Yep.
Yeah. And then also this middle room, the coffin must be put on the west part
Okay.
if the funeral ceremony is held in this Tongkonan house.
Okay, so if the funeral... Now, how long will a body stay sick in a house like
well-
this? Could be a long time.
Right. Sometimes depends on the family's decision. Okay. Good question. And in the south room,
Okay, the south
sleeping
room.
room for the parents, mother, father, grandma, grandpa.
Okay, so
Sleep there.
4 adults
Yeah.
would sleep in here.
Yeah.
And
It is secret room for the couple married there. So
Sure,
there is
sure,
a
the
wall,
marriage room.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And then if somebody died from the
Yes.
family, after preserving the body like mummy or mummy, right now the Torajan people use the chemical material to preserve the
Okay.
body like mummy.
Yes.
And after that, the body will be kept in the south room, considered a sick person
Okay.
for a few months, for a few years. Depends on the family's decision.
Until they have enough money
Yeah,
to host a proper
that's
funeral.
right.
I see.
And then,
wow. So the mummy
uh,
could be in the sleeping room.
Yes, as long as the dead person is kept there, considered a sick
Sick
person.
person. Okay.
Families, relatives, especially close families, still treat the sick person like living person.
Right.
Offering by like cigarette, betel nuts, or food drinks.
Just the things they liked in life.
Yeah,
they will still...
the dead was still alive
Sure.
before.
Right. Wow,
We
fascinating.
treat it like living person.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay, how many people would live in this?
Can be 20 people, but you see the rooms, all of the Tongkonan houses around Toraja, they have small rooms.
Yes.
So that's why normally the families prefer to live in the modern house because of as a private house. Because
Sure.
of the families can make a big room to sleep
Okay.
to live there.
Okay. So, today, you'll still see these traditional houses, but alongside the traditional house, we'll have something more of a modern house.
Yeah.
That's not the shape of a boat. It's
It's for the
like a
modern house
rectangle.
depends on the family's
I see,
decision
I see.
about the shape of the Tongkona to their family house.
Okay. Now,
Now only the
Originally-
Toraja originally.
yeah,
the
originally this was it.
the Tongkonan must face to the north
Yes.
and look like a boat.
And look like a boat. And you still see, I mean, all over town, you'll see, I mean, everywhere you look, you're surrounded by these traditional houses and they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that originally you could have up to 20 some people.
Can be
Like
20.
there would mostly be just 4 people in here though.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're talking about the mom and the dad,
Yeah.
the grandparents. Now if one of the children gets married,
Mm-hmm.
would there be then 6 people in here? You know what I mean? Or do the children go off? But not really.
Okay, but actually, if the children have got married, they can decide they can go to the parents-in-law or the parents.
Okay.
Yeah, depends.
The bride's parents
yeah,
or the
the
groom's
bride.
parents.
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
right. And
I
also,
see.
if they have a private house, they can live there. But if the parents or their parents-in-law they have Tongkonan and then nobody live there, they can live there for temporary if they don't have own house.
Wow.
For the couple marriage.
Yep.
And then when they have good luck or good fortunate later to make a house, they can move from the Tongkonan
I
to
got it.
live
I
in a
got it.
private house.
Wow. So there are just many 100 plus buffalo jaws. What's going on here?
This Tongkonan is called Sokong Bayu.
Sokong Bayu.
Sokong Bayu in this area. And then this Tongkonan was first building in this area. So how to respect the family
The
who
first
live,
family.
who live in this Tongkonan. So the funeral ceremony not only in the spirits but around the spirits around this big area can give one head of the buffalo to the family who came from this Tongkonan house or to
Okay.
respect them.
Wow.
So one Joe represent to one funeral, one funeral, one funeral. So 100, maybe almost 1,000, 2,000 funeral ceremony it been held around this area.
Okay.
It's
And they
put,
all...
yeah,
Wow.
it's put on the left side,
Oh,
on the
okay.
left side because of to the west, because of
To the west, 'cause
the funeral
north.
ceremony is started when the sun a little bit going down to the west.
I see. Okay, afternoon.
Afternoon, yeah.
Okay, wow,
So must be
okay.
put on the left side
I see,
or
I
to
see.
the west.
Wow. So again, just the history and the culture behind all of this tradition. And lastly, we come to the ancient graves, and these are real.
Really, yes.
Wow. And how old are these graves?
Torajan people started making the ancient graves or ancient coffins around 14th, 15th century.
Okay. Holy cow.
Before the Torajan people had known the Iron Age.
Okay.
Yeah,
All wood.
yeah, all wood. So you know, the ancient coffins they are called erong.
Erong. These coffins are called erong.
Erong. They are not used anymore as a grave nowadays.
Okay.
So one ancient coffin for one family, one family, one family.
Okay.
Because only the bones were put inside when the dead people died long time ago.
So there could be multiple bodies in
Yeah,
this
more
one.
more
More
dead
than
people in one family because only the bones.
Just the bones. I get it.
When the bones said, when the dead people were kept in the house long
Yes.
time ago for 10 years until 50 years, but they were wrapped. But when they become skeletons,
Yes.
after making the ancient coffin from the big wood, like sandalwood or
Yes.
jackwood,
Yep.
And then the families made the ancient coffin look like a boat, look like a pig, look like a buffalo.
Yeah.
Depends on the social status of the dead people who died long time
sure,
ago.
Of course, social
Yeah.
status. Yep.
When the dead people become skeletons, and then the ceremony start after the ritual or the ceremony.
Yep.
It's time to bury them. Only the bones were put inside in one
Okay,
box.
I
of
see.
the
Very
grave.
different.
Refill the next bones from the same family. When they were full, families put them in the rock cliff or the cave, depends on the social class of the dead people, yeah?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
mosquito.
of the dead people. If the
Yeah.
dead people came from the high
Oh,
class,
so there's graves even up here, I see
yeah,
now.
yeah, if the dead people came from the high class, families put them in the high position like hanging grave like up there.
So these are more high class
Yeah.
than these we're standing next to.
So you know, all of the ancient coffins here, they were hung, they were suspended up there, like up there.
Okay, yeah.
But they've fallen down because they're already too old.
I see. It just
If the
so how old do you think these are?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. These could be hundreds of years. Wow.
100 years old.
Holy cow. Very intriguing.
Yeah.
So we work our way kind of up all the stairs, and now we're up to this kind of upper level. And what's going on up here?
Here we can see the ancient coffins. They are called erong. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So normally they have fallen down from up there because all of the ancient
Oh
coffins,
yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
all
like
gonna
up
fall at some
there.
point.
all of them they were hung, they were suspended like up there.
Yeah.
But they have fallen down because they're already too old.
Yeah.
Some of the ancient coffins, normally the ancient coffins look like a boat because
Yeah, I see that.
because in accordance with the Toraja anthropologists that the Toraja ancestors came from the north by seeing boat. Yeah?
Yes, yes.
So-
and that's why the houses face north.
Yeah. And also the dead people who died long time ago, the dead people inside only their skeletons, they are mixture.
Right.
Men, women, and children, but all
Okay.
together in one family.
I see.
But normally they came from noble class who died long time ago. Okay.
And
You know.
here's, you can see like even some skulls down there.
Yeah.
So if they fall, they just boop,
Yeah.
let them be.
If the families will put it at the same position like hanging graves or erong di toke in Toraja language, the families must make ritual again. Is called maknene ritual. And then when the families will put on the high position on the rock cliff, they climb up there by bamboo ladder.
Yeah, wow. Bamboo
Yeah.
ladders.
Some of the ancient coffins, we can see more up there. Look like a pig, look like a buffalo, look like a boat. Because in accordance with the Toraja belief that they were considered as the dead soul transportation to the next life.
I see.
Like a pig for single woman, like a buffalo for single man.
Similar to
Yeah,
this right here.
it's for single men who died long time ago.
Okay. So not married.
Not married.
I
We
see.
can see look like a pig like up there. There are some effigies. Their face are not resemble to the dead face
Okay. Not
because
resemble.
they not resemble to the dead face because they were made by imagination.
I see.
Some of them their face quite resemble to the dead face because of the picture of the dead.
Okay. So some of this might be
Yeah.
before cameras and.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the effigies, they are called Tau Tau. Tau, it means man. Tau Tau, it means represent to the dead man.
Okay.
If the dead came from the noble class. Minimum 24 buffaloes must be sacrificed if the dead has got effigies called Tau Tau.
So if there's a Tau Tau, they have to sacrifice 24 buffalo.
Minimum.
Minimum. Wow. Maybe
And
more.
then the Tau Tau there, made of jackwood, minimum 24 buffaloes. Some of the Tau Tau there, made of bamboos, minimum 12 buffaloes sacrifice.
Okay. So the different wood.
Yeah.
So if you're wealthy,
Yeah.
you'd have jackfruit.
Uh-huh.
And if you're less wealthy, you'd have bamboo.
Bamboo.
I
yeah.
see, I
but
see.
normally both of them came from the noble class.
Okay. All right. So nobility, no matter what.
Right.
I see. And we just work our way higher and higher, and now we're getting into just these open skulls right on top of the graves. And I see you were saying the pig, single woman, buffalo, single man, not married.
Who died long time ago.
Yes.
Ah,
Are they still doing this practice today?
no.
No, okay.
So we Torajan people don't practice the ancient coffin anymore.
Okay.
There.
Wow. So this is it.
Normally, the Torajan people practice the family grave like
Yeah, the mausoleums.
the cave, the stone grave, carpet stone grave.
Okay. Oh, stone graves. Okay.
Yeah. For the Muslim people, they can be buried underground.
I see.
So you know, normally the ancient coffins here they've fallen down.
Yes.
But a few years ago, the families did a ritual. It's called Ma'anene when they changed the ancient coffin when the ancient coffin was crushed down or broken.
Okay.
Because they are already old. Restoration. And then when they changed the ancient coffins, when they have been broken totally, they climb up there by bamboo ladder to change the old ones.
Okay.
So some of them not really old, but actually
Okay,
really old
just but based on the original. So like these are
originally
newer,
look like that, but broken. But families have changed them because of they did a ritual.
I
at the
see.
time.
I see. Very cool, right, Forrest? Yeah. Yeah, cool. This kind of reminds me of Bali, where we saw very similar stacked skulls. Not the ancient graves like this, but there's places there in Bali where they have similar ideas with these skulls. Very cool.
Ancient graves is called Erong. So
Erong.
all of the skulls there, the families put them in row.
Okay.
Yeah, they are in one family.
So I noticed a bunch of cigarette butts. Is that for the skulls, or is that somebody being not nice?
You know, the cigarette, betel nuts, drinks must be put in the family graves as an offering.
So that's not just like rebellious
Yeah.
teenagers. That's an offering to the family. Wow, very cool. Just, wow, even all the way up, now that you really pause to look, you can see graves way, way up. Forrest, you having fun? Granite Cedar, learning a lot?
We can go now.
Good, learning?
Yep.
All right.
I'm having fun.
Okay, so now into the cave graves.
For the low class people.
This is lower class than on the side.
Yeah.
A variety of expectations while you're in here. All right. So lower class.
Low class. This is natural cave.
Natural cave.
For the grave belongs to low class people, and it is still used as a grave until now.
Still used.
It's still used by the family who live in this area, who came from in this area until now.
Wow.
As a
Okay.
grave.
And how long will the bodies be in here?
Oh, forever.
Ever. Okay.
Because it is family grave too.
I see. I see.
Some of the ancient,
see,
some
there's
of them,
Bunch of bones all
some
around.
of the coffins, the ancient coffins, they already broken because they already old.
Yeah.
It's caused by the termite and wet.
Sure. Of course.
And if you see the new coffin there, so one coffin for one dead.
One coffin, one dead. Not
So
like a bunch of
altogether,
bodies. Okay.
they are in one family.
I see. Hey, maybe take a closer look over here. Whew, a little slippery. So these are current bodies in here.
Yeah. So one coffin for one dead.
I see.
Dead person.
I see.
One
Wow.
dead. Altogether, they are in one family.
Okay. Ooh, and it goes way, way down, huh?
Oh, we can see another cave in another place.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. So it goes way, way, way down. All right, everyone. That was a ton of information.
Yeah.
Aru, coming here with a guy like Aru was fantastic because he fills in all the holes, really. I mean, I would have never known any of that information, even reading it on the internet. To have Aru explain everything, I think goes a long way.
Just to tell the story about the families and the people and the processions.
Why the houses are painted the way they are, who lives
Yeah.
in what rooms. It was really good. Now, so we were here for about at least an hour, and yeah, totally worth it. So beyond just the housing, to come here and then see all these ancient graves all the way up, Very cool. Highly recommended. Aru said this is the #1 tourist attraction in Taraja, and I can see why, because it's like chock full of history. So with that, catch you in the next episode. Aru, so we have come now to a very kind of sad, is it sad? Like this area, or is it happy, or how do you call it?
Actually, some people are sad, some people are not sad.
Okay, okay. And this is where the baby, the living tree is. So
Yeah, the baby grave on the living tree is called Pasiliran.
Pasiliran. And this is the baby tree.
The baby grave who died without teeth.
Okay. So if a baby dies without teeth.
Yeah, and then this baby grave was practiced by the old believer.
Okay, and what happens basically if a baby dies without teeth?
Okay, the baby died. The baby who died without teeth.
So like a very young baby.
Very young baby.
Mm-hmm.
The baby was considered as a holy baby.
Okay.
Or pure baby.
Okay.
Yeah. So how to return the baby back to the nature? In accordance with the old belief that the baby must be buried in the living tree, because
Okay.
the living tree was considered as a new mother of the baby.
Wow. Okay.
And the sap of the baby, the sap of the tree, like latex, was considered as a breastfeeding of the baby.
I see. So
Sap.
the tree sap would be like the breast milk.
Breast milk.
Okay, and then I can see here, it looks like little doors or
The
little.
doors is the baby grave.
These are the baby graves.
Is the door of the baby grave because
Okay.
of
And it's fairly dark on the GoPro, but there's a number of them right in a row up the tree. All right, so Granite Cedar, what do you think? Did you were you able to retain a lot of that information?
Yes.
So babies, before they had teeth, would be buried in the living tree. Wow. So pretty interesting look into life with children and families
And babies.
and babies.
And
So
should your baby pass away
before they had teeth,
before they have teeth, then their body goes back into nature.
back
And
into
that's
nature. And then when the hole
special.
closes, ultimately then to heaven. So wow,
Yeah.
very. I thought it was so interesting that like the biological mother could not visit the baby because the mother now is the living tree.
Yep.
Wow. Very different.
Yeah.
So how many
But-
babies are in the tree?
Many.
Many. Because over the course of the tree's life, right? The last
tree's
baby to
so
be buried in the tree was 50 years ago.
Wait,
so
so the mom died and the tree grew over her?
the baby died,
And the tree became the new
and
mom.
the tree becomes the new mom.
That's why they put the baby in the tree.
Yeah.
Oh.
So an interesting look at the old Tarajan customs and part of the rituals of life in the old days
cycle
in
of life.
Taraja. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
We're
right.
seeing it from all different angles.
All right.
It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, really, to come here and to connect with a guide like Aru, to see the deaths of the baby, the nobles, the funerals that we have recently visited. It's just all been very eye-opening, very educational. Aru, we are now at a ancient burial site,
this village is called Tampang Allo.
Tampang Alo.
Tampang Allo.
And I mean, just from here, I can see many skulls and ancient. What do they call the coffins?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see the ancient coffins. They are called erong.
Aaron. Okay. Wow.
Because this natural cave was used as a burial site 100 years ago.
And you can see, at least maybe from the GoPro, there's coffins, there's skeletons all the way up. And so they don't use this one anymore.
This natural cave, this one is not used anymore as a burial site until now.
Okay. Okay.
And then some of the natural cave up there, families still
Oh wow.
use them
Even to today.
to
Wow. So there's just all types of tombs up here.
So when the ancient coffins in the high position up there,
Yes.
when the ancient coffins in the high position up there,
Mm-hmm.
that means the dead people who died inside the ancient coffins, they came from noble class.
Okay, so
But-
the higher up,
Yeah, is for the noble
the
class.
more noble.
High
Okay.
class. And then some of them, they have fallen down from up there, like up there.
Yes.
Because of, they were hung, they were
Yeah, all
suspended
the
like
wood.
up there.
Yeah, sure.
But they have fallen down.
Yes. Yeah. And so when they fall down, do people collect the bones and stack them
Yeah,
like this?
families must collect the bones, so that's why to avoid the children couldn't play them around.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I see way at the top. It's hard to see on the GoPro,
Yeah,
but
with the effigies.
the effigies are up there. There's at least a dozen little effigies up there. And what is the purpose of the effigy?
The purpose to represent, yeah,
Mhm, represent.
to represent the dead people came from the noble class.
Oh,
Because one
because they're really high up there.
Yeah, one effigy represent to one dead. If the dead came from the noble class, minimum 24 buffaloes must be sacrificed for the funeral ceremony.
Wow, to get an effigy.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then not all the noble people can have effigies, but only the noble people when they have power in the family, especially in the community, they are like good. They have good authority.
I see.
And
So
also-
maybe like
also
importance.
beside
or-
as rich people.
Okay. I see.
And they are respected as eldest bodies in the family, so that's why the close families decide to have a effigy for their ceremony, I mean for the noble class people. If the families are able to sacrifice minimum 24 buffaloes.
Wow. And again, that would happen during when the person's during the funeral.
Yeah.
Okay. All that the sacrificing.
You know, have a look there.
Oh yes.
The skulls there.
Yes.
The families put the skulls in the holes of the cliff so the children couldn't play them around.
I see. And
This-
these are cigarettes that are
A
offerings.
offering from the families.
I see. Yeah, so all those cigarettes are offerings for the families.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those skulls, all together, they died long time ago.
Right.
They
They're
are in
all-
one family. And then they came from low class people because that simple ancient coffins, not like a big buffalo and boat,
I see.
like rectangular
Right. Wow.
for low class people. who died
Okay,
long time
not the
ago.
boat. They had just
Not
rectangle. I
like a
see.
boat or pig or buffalo.
Okay, wow. And then they're down low. of
Yeah,
course.
low class.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Wow.
But they didn't. I mean, the ancient coffin didn't follow from rock
Right.
cliff.
Right. They're already down.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a better shot. Now that we're up here, holy cow,
Yeah.
there are just effigies.
Effigies up there,
Oh, and these are noble
noble class.
And there you can see just a whole bunch of them. A minimum 24
Yeah,
water buffalo sacrifice per effigy.
for effigy.
Wow, so just the amount of buffalo sacrificed in this cave with so many effigies, really, yeah, a whole lot. And these were, again, noble class.
Yeah, noble class.
All these
Look like a
tombs
boat.
look like a boat. Down there where Kelly is, these are lower class. Down below.
The oldest grave in Toraja is natural cave, and then the second is ancient coffins.
Okay, so
And then the third is stone grave, carved stone grave with baby grave. And the last one is mausoleum.
I see. Okay, and so now, of course, today it's everyone does mausoleums.
Yeah.
Okay, but the oldest are these.
Yeah.
Wow.
But some of the natural cave, they are still used as a grave because they are not already full of the dead people in the cave.
I see.
But if the stone grave or natural cave, they are already full of the dead people. So that's why normally nowadays, even though Torajan people have converted to be Christian, nor majority they are already Christian, but they still practice the old tradition. And then they tend normally now they tend to build the mausoleums.
I see.
Because of some of the stone grave, carved stone grave, full of the grave there,
Right.
and natural cave, they are already full of the dead people inside.
So to the mausoleums.
Yeah.
I see. Wow.
And
what a
then the
journey.
mausoleums normally must be built in the family land or in the stony area because of most of the topography of Toraja land is mountainous area, and normally the mountains in Toraja are rock mountains.
Okay. So much history, so much to learn. And this is just, if you have the opportunity to come, I mean, just look at the natural beauty of this cave. And then to touch on the history of the effigies, the ancient graves, the bones. I mean, just fantastic. We have just worked our way to Kalibang Bore, and these are the megaliths. These are in honor of people who have passed away. Many water buffalo sacrifices needed to get one of these, and Aru will fill Kelly and I in on the kind of the information, but there are some big ones here as we work our way around just this little kind of loop trail. It's not very big here.
30,000.
30,000. Okay, so 15 for domestic tourists. So this is a situation where they have two price structures. So if you're a domestic tourist or you work in Indonesia and hold a work hitas like Kelly and I, we get the domestic tourist price. The international tourist price is 30 per person. Okay, so 15 for us, which is nice. So a quick change of plans. It's starting to rain, so Kelly's gonna wait in the car. We were trying to get Forrest out, but she's gonna stay back. So Aru and I are gonna share the stories of what is going on with these megaliths.
So the complex of the megalith here is called Rante. Rante Kalimbuang. Yeah?
Yes.
So this funeral field for the noble class funeral ceremony, minimum 24 buffaloes must be sacrificed if the families will do the ceremony here.
Okay, so
One megalith, one man here represent one high class funeral ceremony had been done before.
wow.
Bigger and bigger megalith or higher and higher megalith represent bigger and bigger funeral ceremony had been held before.
So the bigger they are,
Yeah.
the more water buffalo or more
Right.
expensive. I see. So something like these little or smaller ones in front of us, that's the minimum of 24.
Minimum
to get something like
24.
this structure right in front of us.
Yeah, like bigger and bigger can be 100 buffaloes. Could be
So something like that huge one right there, might be 100 buffaloes.
100 buffaloes. So the temporary buildings must be constructed around the funeral field. It's called Rante.
Guarante.
Yeah, and then this building like Toraja House over there.
Okay, yeah, across the way.
This one.
Oh, right in front of us. Okay,
In
yeah.
front of us, the building is called Lakian. When the dead will be put there after procession. So the dead with the casket stay there during the ceremony last for a few days.
I see.
And the last day, the dead will be moved from the temporary coffin tower, and then it must be put in the underground for a few hours. And then when it's time to bury them, and then the dead will be transported by using the coffin bearer like Toraja House. And then
I
only the
see.
coffin must be put in the family grave like carved stone grave or mausoleum or cave. It depends on the family grave situation.
Okay.
So one building for the temporary coffin tower for one family.
Okay.
One family here, and all together they related each other. For one ancestor came from the noble class long time ago.
Okay. Now I noticed some of these are maybe they appear more carved Like something like this one appears more carved, but some of these in the middle look more kind of
it's not
chunky. Not carved.
Not
yeah.
carved because they came from rock mountain. And then this one, they have been carved by using the chisel with hammer, like how to make the stone grave.
Yep.
And then they were carved from the volcanic rock like up there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then if the men hairs like this, when they have a lot of moss, all of them, they are already old, 100 years old.
Wow.
The new one like over there.
Yes,
When
I see right
it
in the
doesn't
middle
have
of that big
a
tall
lot
one.
of moss, yeah?
Right, the moss.
Moss, yeah.
So this one in front of us, this could be over 100 years old.
Yeah, I think. You know, also, this funeral field here, for special day for slaughtering the buffaloes can be slaughtered in this field. And then the buffalo feet will be tied to the menhir or megalith, and then the butcher must cut his throat.
Right.
Like we saw yesterday
Yes.
at the funeral.
Yeah. Okay, so we have made it up here and there is a lot of work happening. What are these guys building?
They are building new stone grave, carved stone grave
Okay. Okay.
in the rock.
So this is going to be, hey Pac, hello. This is going to be a grave for a
grave
family.
For one family.
Okay, and so this family, did they purchase this rock? How did they come to own this
rock?
This rock, yeah.
Actually, long time ago, there was a volcano up there, thousands years ago. When it erupted, thousands years ago, the lava from the crater of the volcano eruption spread around this area. So they form like volcanic rock, and then it can be seen until now.
I see, I see. So the family that is going to utilize this new one, did they buy it from the government? Like how did they?
No, the family doesn't. It doesn't belong to the government, but this land belongs to the group of the families, like one clan.
Okay, so one clan, in that same clan has
They
all
live
this.
together with the funeral field down there.
I see, wow. And how deep is this gonna go?
This one, pira ano natin ba, kurang natin to? 3 kali 2. You know, the deep,
Yes.
the deep is more than 2 meters.
Okay.
And then the
Width?
waist
Okay.
is 3 meters.
Okay. Okay. And how many bodies will this support?
Can be 15 until 20 dead bodies. It
Okay.
depends on the interior size.
We'll come in here. Wow. Fantastic. So these guys, and how long will they work on this?
Sa nga po mo kumadyaman dito eh? More than one month.
Okay. So so they've been working for a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe until 3 months, 4 months, depends.
Okay. And,
On the
so within
situation and
under
the
a
time,
year
the
though
chance.
to finish. Okay. Wow. Wow. And how much is the family paying to have this built?
Si pira to niya nun nito to. Eh? 70. 70 juta. 70 million.
70 million.
Yeah.
Okay. For the labor to
The
get this
labors.
done.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But
Fantastic.
the families don't pay them anymore. Only they have to responsible everything because of the families have given them 70 million altogether. The food, the drinks,
I see. I see. I see. So it kind of pays for everything.
until
Okay,
finish.
until finish. Wow. Wow. Hard work, and I can see. So
Yeah.
they basically scatter.
Yeah. Those
The rock all the way down.
stones.
Yeah.
You know, sabi kita ko ala pili sa atin no muli. Doon ito. You know, sabi le, they use a chisel like this, hammer, yeah?
A hammer and chisel. This
Hammer
whole
and
thing.
chisel,
Wow.
like this. But there are many chisels inside.
Yeah, I can
Because when
see.
this is not sharp anymore or blunt,
Yeah.
it will be sharp
Right.
in the
Right.
blacksmith. Because They have a blacksmith here. Yeah.
Wow. That is pretty intense. Incredible labor by hand. And here we are to the old graves. And what's the story with these old graves?
The old stone grave here belongs to the group of the families who their ancestor came from this village long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how, do you have an idea of how old some of these older ones are?
You know, the stone graves up there, some of them, they're already 100 years old.
Okay.
Torajan people started making the stone graves around 17th century when Torajan had known the Iron Age.
Still hand and chisel.
Yeah, hand and chisel.
Incredible.
So some of the old stone graves, they're already old. And so the interior with the exterior at the same size because only the bones were buried inside when they died long time ago.
So no coffin. They
No
just
coffin.
wrapped.
Yeah, wrapped.
I see. I see. Yeah, I've seen that now throughout Taraja where the very old graves, it was not like today or in between where they were using those coffins. They would just wrap the bodies in the cloth and then stack them in there.
Yeah.
So each one of these doors, how many bodies do you think would hold?
Yeah,
will
one
be held
hall
in there?
for one family. So there are many dead people inside.
Okay. All right.
So you know, the door
Yes.
over there is like buffalo hole.
Water buffalo. Sure.
It's
I
the
can kinda see
handle,
that.
the handle of the door of the stone grave.
Wow.
So it's easier to open
Sure.
and to close. Yeah. This one, nobody did know the death inside because actually it's closed, just temporary door. Because of sometimes the dog go there. Go there to sleep, to defecate like dog toilet.
I see. Wow.
So families close it so
Good call.
to prevent the dog cannot go in.
Yeah, you don't want a dog bathroom underneath the graves. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And here's a great example. I mean, you can see, a lot of spider webs in there, but right here is the old water buffalo. So they would just basically pull the door off
That's right.
and put the body in.
Yeah.
And when it was in there, they boop.
The poop, the close
Done.
it. This one is family has already booked. Yeah,
Yeah.
the section
So this is going to be turned into still
Car.
today.
to carve still today.
Wow. Okay.
Later, the grave makers come to carve it
Okay.
or
Wow.
hollow it.
So they basically claim a section. They use the
section.
paint,
The paint.
and this will be the
It
next.
means it's already booked.
Wow. The next generation. So do you think the person who will go in here, the first person,
Yeah.
is already sick?
We think that the dead person is already old. One of the member of the family is already old at home. So that's why the families book it first.
Okay.
Yeah, before the dead person died, when
Okay.
the dead person is really sick very often.
I see.
Yeah, and then when he died later, so that's why after that the dead body will be preserved, and then the dead body will be kept in the house for a few months, if in 1 year, 2 years, depends on the family's decision. And then during the death, it will be kept in the house. The families must discuss with the professional grave makers, and then after when they have got deal about the contract price of with the stone grave, and then the stone grave start hollowing.
Yeah. So the guys with the hammer and the chisel, chink, 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 chink.
Right.
Wow, that's incredible, and that could take many months, from what we kind of learned up the hill there. Wow, very cool. So just right around the corner, you start getting into now. What's going on here? No door.
No door, because the door is already broken,
Yeah.
and now the old stone grave here is look like you see is open. Only the skulls, skeletons are inside. There are many that skeletons. It means they are in one family who died long time ago.
And this gives you an idea of how many family members can fit into one of these. I mean,
can be
phew,
50.
yeah,
people.
50 at least.
Yeah, we see the
So many
skulls.
skulls back there.
because only the bones were put inside.
Right.
If the families will change or will close it, they have to do ritual again.
Okay,
It's
which
called
could
manene.
include sacrificing pigs.
Pigs, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So is this family related to all the families here?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So this is one family or one clan's?
Yeah, one
Rock.
clan.
Interesting. Wow. Very cool. Very neat to see and to learn about. Yeah, that is, I mean, at least 50, if not more. It's just piled up and goes pretty far back in there. And this is another one. Here we go. So this is another spot where they will come in. The family will decide.
Yeah.
Is this family and the other blue marking the same? That's the same family. This is all one
they came
clan.
from one
Okay.
descendant or one ancestor.
But this could be a brother-in-law, and that could be like a cousin. It's not
cousin,
like
yeah,
okay. So, but it's
I
all
think,
through the
yeah.
bloodline
They related each
together.
other.
I see. Wow, very cool. I mean, to think about that. I mean, from my American perspective, I couldn't even tell you where my great grandmother was buried. Never mind like multi-generations spanning hundreds and hundreds of years. That's just something to see. So behind me is Loko Mata, and this is just another example of these huge stone rock caves, and it's a really cool sight. They've got all of these burial boy, it's what they carry the body in. I already forgot the name, but lots of them, and very, very cool. I mean, many graves up top. It's a cool rock, and it's just right off the road, right? I mean, the road's just whoosh right here, and this is a new grave. Yeah, it's cool. A new grave that they are digging out. Let's see. It looks like it's actually almost done. So to give you an idea of the size. Hello! Nice. So many coffins can fit in here, I'm sure. Yeah, and that's all chiseled by hand. We've seen that in another video right here. That's really nice. So this one's finished, Aru.
Yes, finished.
Wow.
It's not finished over there. It's not finished yet.
Not finished on the other side.
Yet another side.
Wow.
Wow, I mean, it's just all over the place. Oh, 1954, 1968, and then this is, okay, yeah. So they've gone deep, but they haven't gone down. Is that
Be larger inside.
larger on the inside? So they got all the scaffolding here. You can see all the rocks in there. Wow. Oh, man, all up the backside. You can see, though, just right off the road. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Looks good. So Aru is just explaining to Kelly and the kids the name of this place. Means basically this mountain used to look like a skull, so it's like whole eyes. And those first tombs that came up on top is really where the name came from. And so since the original graves, these up here, and you can see so many more. I mean, there's oh gosh, over 100 easy of all these graves buried into this rock. Aru is just telling us they will use, like, there's a big long bamboo ladder over there, so they'll use that ladder to get up there. And we actually met a guy at a restaurant whose father, like, this is his clan, his father was in Parliament, and that's Mr. Allen. So Mr. Allen's father passed away just 2 months ago, so sometime in the next 2 years is when they're going to have the funeral. And because his father's in Parliament, he's going to go way at the top up there, so that's going to be about 2 years from now when that funeral will happen. So pretty amazing to think about all the time that goes in between somebody's death or while they're considered sick to the time they get buried. Could be 2 years. And Mr. Allen was telling us that at his father's funeral, because he was such an important man in Parliament, there'd be a minimum of 80 water buffaloes. Minimum 80 water buffaloes will be sacrificed because of the importance of his father. So that will certainly be a funeral to remember. And this is just an incredible rock face. So we'll work our way up these stairs here. It's for more ancient graves. But all of these here, these are gifts that friends or families will bring to the funeral, kind of to honor the person who has died. So similar to us like bringing flowers to a funeral, these are what a lot of people will bring as a way to honor the dead. And you can just see all the photos, pictures, all the intricate carvings in this rocks, like just all the way up. And then up the stairs are more graves, so we'll check those out as well. But this is really cool to see. It's just right off the road, so it's easy to get to. You like this one, Kelly?
I like this one.
Yeah, it's really cool, right?
Yeah.
I think the kids like it.
It's neat to see all the different like doors and the different carvings in them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the stories are behind them, but
I know the colors represent
different
like
things.
blood and bravery and status, things like that.
Some of them are really detailed and some are simple.
Yes, yes. All right, up we go. So Aru is explaining to Kelly and the kids about, you know, what looks like maybe rubbish in these ledges, but these are actually offerings. So you've got waters, Sprites, cigarettes, cookies I see up there. So there's just all the things that the person who, when they were living, enjoyed. And again, I can even see like tennis shoes and just all types of maybe even personal items. Aru explained to us as well that if a door is more plain versus one that is more carved, it has to do with wealth. So obviously a plain door would be less expensive than something that looks more like this door here with all the carvings and the painting. And this one empty. So the person who will eventually be the first inhabitant of this grave is actually dead. They are at a home, considered sick, until the family decides to move forward with the funeral process. And that could be anywhere from months to years, just depending on the situation. But this person, because this grave is dug out, finished, there is a person who will start this process. They are dead. They are in a home, again, considered sick. All these areas where we've seen these graves are just always beautiful. I mean, there's always an epic view to see here in Toraja. Hello! Hello! All right, like and subscribe.
In Toraja.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Oh.
All right. Terima kasih. Bye, guys. Bye. Always got to have time for guys like that. So sweet.